Broadcasting from Slough. Streaming around the world.
This is Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio. Oh, yeah. Playing the music you want to hear.
The podcast.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
Hello, and it's episode 172 of the best bits of Atom Radio's Breakfast Show podcast. And the good news is this week we're back on time as well. We were a day late last week, and for that I apologise profusely. This week all is back to normal, and here we are Saturday morning when this drops. Whenever you're listening to it, I do hope you are fine, fit and well. On the way in the podcast today, the best bits of this week's breakfast show, of which, due to having a very croaky voice on Wednesday, I only managed 4 days, so therefore we're down a fifth. However, we've got hair today, gone tomorrow. How grumpy are you? And is it perhaps genetically disposed that you will be grumpy? We had some random facts. We had a lucky escape for your ears, and indeed for your getting involved as well, which was down to my Wednesday off. We have an immense amount of luck when drunk. And also, we talk about cats and their behaviour. All that and more on the way in episode 172 of The Best Bits.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
6:14 morning, and welcome to Monday. It is Mark Denholm at breakfast on Atom Radio, online, on mobile, on smart speaker. Banging out the anthems. If you are a naturally hairy person, having a huge amount of hair on your body is linked to having higher intelligence. What about those of us that have gone bald? That seems discriminatory to me. I'm not sure I'll have that.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
Said that sarcasm was invented to confuse the stupid. Also, a mouse potato is someone who spends a lot of time at a computer. Did you also know, because the English language is so complex, every day the average person will create a sentence that has never been said before. I can't believe that, if I'm honest.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio.
A new book is out by Grant J. Ryan. He's the author, and it's all about your natural level of grumpiness, right? You know the expression grumpy old man and that. Well, all of us have the tendency to look for the negative rather than celebrating the positive, but it appears that there are some people, according to this author, who are just designed to be super grumpy. The author says, try to observe when you grump and what you grump about, and do the same for people that you interact with. How often is it that you started the grumping, and most people are completely unaware how much they grump about things? By all accounts, in this new book by this author.
Mark Denholm.
Going to sleep at the same time every night increases your chances of achieving a good night's sleep. It doesn't really matter what I do. I don't really get a good night's sleep as well. If you are, however, asleep, 85% of people have experienced a dream so real that they weren't sure if it was real or not. I've had that where you wake up and you think, oh, hang on a minute, or you think back and you think, oh, did that really happen? So confusing.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
Morning. Mark Denholm at breakfast, online, on mobile, on smart speaker, and banging out the anthems. This is Atom Radio. It's Tuesday, and if you're wanting to become a flight attendant, difficult job to get into, especially if your aim is Delta Airlines, you have a better chance of getting into Harvard Business School than you do of becoming a Delta Airlines flight attendant. Also in the news today, the man who invented pop-up ads has apologised to the world for creating one of the internet's most hated forms of advertising. What he has done, though, is he has managed to make an industry for people to write pop-up blockers, so well done on that respect.
Mark Denholm.
Fortunately, I guess you will say, I was off yesterday because slated on my list of things to do, my question yesterday would have been referenced Pancake Day, which was Tuesday, right? And my question yesterday would have been, based on the kitchen antics, who was the biggest tosser that you saw? And on reflection, it's probably just as well, if I'm honest, that we didn't do that.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio.
How do you smell today? Brothers, how do you smell? Women are more influenced by how a man smells than how he looks. I got told yesterday as well that I sounded sexy, so if I was to blindfold someone and smell good and croak a bit, maybe I'd be in luck.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
22 minutes to 9 o'clock. The anthems continue with Dusty Springfield on the way. It'll be in private next. Today, though, I want to get to the email of the day. I do believe we're asking you about things, random things this is, that you have brought home when you're drunk. What's the most random thing you brought home when you're drunk? And this is quite a long email from Jody. Thank you for taking the time to email, Jody. I will paraphrase your email, though, if you don't mind. Jody says, when I was 22, I went out with my friends, and I have no idea how I got home. But when I woke up in the morning, there was a dude lying on my sofa in my front room. And then I woke him up and I asked him his name and he asked me my name, and we had no idea who each other were. Anyway, we exchanged pleasantries, and we both had a cup of coffee together in the morning, and then we exchanged phone numbers, and we agreed to meet up and to get to know each other, because he did seem really, really nice. And it turns out now that drunk man that had come home with me, or that I brought home all those years ago, we've now been married for 9 years and we got 2 kids. Now, if that's not the most randomly successful thing that anybody has ever brought home on a night out drunk, then I don't know what is. We got somebody else's shoes. One lady has come home in somebody else's shoes. A man has brought home a flashing beacon. And Jody brought home a stranger who became her husband and her baby daddy. Come on, Jody wins the email of the day, surely, for that. Thank you for your email, Jody. Have a lush Thursday.
Mark Denholm.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
6:15, morning then. Welcome to Friday, Mark Denholm Breakfast on Atom Radio. You know how it is said that London is the city that never sleeps? Well, the same apparently applies in New York as well, where 270 complaints were made about loud, shall we call it, nighttime activities. If you get what I'm saying. So it never ever goes down in New York.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio.
Morning, 6:45, Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Loud, proud and standing out from the crowd. Said that cats can remember love and kindness shown to them and return it in the future. What's wrong with my cat then? I'm nice to my cat, and all my cat does is sleep upstairs in the day and come downstairs when I go upstairs at night. And then occasionally he'll hiss at me and attack me as well. I don't know what I've done wrong.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
My cat, I love my cat to pieces, right? He's a handsome little chap, and that he's nearly 4 now. He's a handsome little chap, but he is a funny cat sometimes. Like, you know, he's very, very good at social distancing. Would have been an amazing example to be followed during lockdown. Extremely good at that. But then sometimes he'll come and he'll sit and he'll want to be stroked and that. And other times he'll come and he'll sit and you stroke him, and all of a sudden, teeth sunk in. Strange cat. Love him to bits though. Wouldn't change him, but a slightly alternative cat compared to any cat that I've ever had before. Anyway, that is episode 172 of the Best Bits of the Atom Radio Breakfast Show podcast. You know what you can do, don't you? If you're listening in your favourite podcast app right now, because you've clicked the link and that's where it's opened up, click the subscribe button, and then next weekend you will get notified in advance of our next podcast, which will be, by the power of deduction, episode 173. Click on the link and subscribe. Then you'll be among the first to be able to listen to next week's Best Bits.
Atom Radio. Playing the music you want to hear.
Of course, you can hear them as they happen Monday to Friday, 6 until 10 on atomradio.co.uk. Tune in, Radio Box, Streamer, iTunes Radio, and of course, don't forget your smart speaker.
Atom